Welcome to Find You Fridays. Yay, we are here, we are playing. It is a beautiful Friday, even though it is wet and very, very windy here in Adelaide. What can we do about that? Nothing, except just enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that we have these beautiful weather streams for us over here in the big, beautiful country on this amazing planet. How did we get so lucky? So let us have a look at everything. How have you all been? Thank you for allowing me some space last week. Not that you had much choice. I'm glad I gave myself some space because, my goodness, my upgrades have been kicking my butt, to be perfectly honest. It is showing up in the form of sinus stuff, but I'm also very highly aware that this is a space of me, and this might be relevant to you too. This is what we call the good old bio upgrade. Hi, Christine. Hi, Holly. Hi, Melinda. Hello, Debbie. Hi, Edwina. And a good old bio upgrade for me this time. And I knew it was coming, but yeah, this one is taking its time. And quite often with a bio upgrade, your body is going to go into some moments where you feel, in the 3D reality world, illness. So for me, it is showing up as a lot of very stuffy congestion through my sinuses, through my nose, my ears, and my eyesight. So this whole band through here has just been wonderful for the last month or so. And last week it was really demanding of me to slow down, to get quiet, and to do some energy healing, to focus on me. And so that's what I did. And I'm grateful that my beautiful body has chosen to take it more slowly through this process, because you know what? I could have been laid up in bed and not be able to go to work or anything like that. But fortunately, that hasn't been the case. So I'm very grateful to my body. This particular upgrade is very much about me and my psychic abilities to see and a little bit to hear. So hearing at an even greater level. I get the sense that it is a bit to do with hearing spirit as in mediumship. And that is something that I do lightly, but it appears that my ability to hear is being increased whether I like it or not. I have apparently mastered the rest of my abilities pretty well, so it's time for the next round and the next upgrade. It's kind of like the little kid that doesn't want to go to the next grade because, you know, they're comfortable where they are, and they go through that little bit of a temper tantrum. And along with all of that, it's just clearing out the other awarenesses. It's clearing out all of my old belief systems and points of views and traumas and things like that are emotional connections to these new abilities, or remembered abilities, if you like, that are all clearing out of my nose and my sinuses and a little bit out of my throat and with my glands and things like that. So it's all good stuff. And yes, exactly, Debbie, taking care of me. Yay. There's been in my life a lot of moments of taking care of other people before taking care of myself. And that is certainly true for many of us women. And it is a interesting thing, because then you start developing anger and resentment. And in developing that anger and resentment, we then push away the people that we love, which then makes us feel isolated and neglected. And then we end up more angry and neglect. And it's a terrible self-perpetuating cycle. So it's like, take it back, take the power back, look after yourself, and then deal with the other people second. And one of my beautiful soul sisters, Chanel, I speak about her often. She has learned that, but she had to go through a full breakdown to get there. She's been very open about it on, the YouTube, or not YouTube, but the Facebook world, and how she's continued to progress through that. It's for her, it was the dark night of the soul, and it carried on for quite a long time, like a couple of years. And so she's incredible. She's incredible, but she has taught me and reminded me that it is important, and it's okay. You have permission to rest. If your body requires rest, if your mind requires rest, then that's what you should do. And sometimes even the soul requires a resting stage. And so if something like that is coming up for you, if this is resonating for you at all, and you're feeling a little bit like whoa, or under the weather or anything like that, be aware it might be a bio upgrade, and this might be your body's way of saying, hey, we just need a little bit of space right now while we're going through these shifts and changes. So I'm back today. I am so grateful for you all being here, and I'm really looking forward to the show tonight. We have a few beautiful people who have paid already for readings, so thank you. And I will get onto these quickly now. So first of all, of course, we require our weekly reading. Let's have a look, see who wishes to come and play for our weekly reading. Oh, my cards are around the wrong way today. just one moment to turn the box around. Oh, dearie me. This one today feels good. As we know, I used to unpack the cards that I felt were going to be played with, but didn't. Quite often the cards would then choose themselves, and it wouldn't be the ones that I've chosen. So I don't bother anymore. I just let them come out when they're ready. All right. Hi, Taylor. So nice to have you back. That's awesome. We come through when we come through. All right. So this is a reading for the collective from tomorrow, the 29th of June, through to the 5th of July. Ooh, so excited. Next weekend, I'm going camping. Yay. Again, looking after me and one of my beautiful workmates. So this is for the collective to see how we can best work with these energies. Ooh, we're coming into a new moon. Ooh, new moon on Saturday, 6th. Excellent. What a very auspicious time for me to go camping when there's absolutely no moon. Hopefully that means we get to see loads and loads of stars. That would be amazing, because we'll be out north of Manham. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's see how we go with the collective. What do we have to be aware of? How can we best work with these energies for the next week? That would be amazing. Okay. All right. So this week to come, we've got some really cool stuff happening. So as we know, it is the sign of Cancer at the moment. And with the sign of Cancer, it's a water sign. And water sign can often mean a lot of emotional stuff. Because as we know through the tarot, when we get the cups, it's water, it's emotions, okay? So this week to come, so don't be surprised if in the time of Cancer, the period of Cancer, that you do get a little bit more emotional, a little bit more sensitive, and things might activate you just a little bit more than other months of the year or other times, other star signs. So the first card that we've got that has made me giggle a little bit is Create Family Balance, the ties that bind also free. So the reason why I'm giggling about this one is that so often we go into so much judgment around our family. Generally, like in my instance, it was because I felt like my family were not loving me in the way that I required to be loved. What I have learned in time since, when looking at that situation from different angles, this card is so, so true. My family loved me in the exact perfect way so that I could be the most loving to others. How wackadoodle is that, right? So I had to experience from the receiving end of not receiving very much love and unconditional love, and pretty much very little unconditional love. I had to know what that felt like so I wouldn't choose it. And there's probably some karmic stuff there that I had to learn as well, or experience, and come back to that place of peacefulness and love. So if you are finding this week coming up that family stuff is starting to trigger you, you're starting to get really irritated and angry, take a step back and go, okay, what am I learning here? What am I experiencing here? And how can I actually turn this into a space of love and allowance for them? And what have I learned? Even if it's a case of they're teaching me what not to do, and find that place of gratitude. That's what may come up this week. Along with this one, you may be triggered into anger. Fun. So use your anger. Inner fire sparks outer action. I don't know if any of you have ever had this case where you're really pissed off with something or someone, and you go and do like the house cleaning or something like that, and everything gets done really, really fast. It's done perfectly and really fast. That's the energy of anger. It's a very much a forward moving kind of energy. So instead of getting stuck in the anger, particularly if it's around the family stuff, look at what that is. That's the outward, what's the word I'm trying to find here? The outward representation of the energy that's sitting underneath that's asking you to move forward. So if it's something to do with family, is it a situation with your family that is your anger, your higher being is saying, hey, it's time to let this fucking shit go. Just let it be done. I had that situation pop up yesterday, and Alex said, he mentioned to me one possible path that I could take, and I looked at that and I went, that was really heavy. But what happened when I was going to work is I realized, oh shoot, okay, I actually really require to do some cord cutting and like forgiveness and all that sort of stuff with that person. Okay, I'll do that. And so I did that on my way to work, because I have the ability to do these things anywhere. And I have to say, it was so funny, because after that, I felt that space of freedom. I was no longer angry. I was no longer frustrated. I was no longer judgmental. I just let it all go. So be aware that that may come up for you this week. And again, they're saying that they're really hammering this home this week. So quite clearly this is going to pop up, because the next card that we've got is transform old situations into new possibilities. Let go of the past. Literally it says, let go of the past and become the present. Hi, Kim. So, hi, Catherine. So quite clearly there's going to be some energies that are going to be popping up, some emotional shit from the past that's going to be popping up into your worlds this week. And do the processes that help you to let that go. And some of it might be like one possible one. If you don't know how to do cord cutting and forgiveness processes and things like that, you can take it right back to basics. Write it down. Write down your frustrations and all of the stuff. Write it down, and then as you're looking at that and read it, acknowledge it and say, and for all of that, I now forgive you. Imagine that there is bright white opalescent light around that piece of paper, and then burn it. And as you're burning it, you're letting it go, literally. So there we go. The next card that we've got is seek beauty in everything, a world of wonders opens. So this is a gentle reminder to tap into Mother Earth, to tap into and see what it is around you that is actually beautiful. It's showing you every day there is something beautiful to see. A lot of people look at the wind and the rain and they get all down in the dumps and they get the winter blues and all of that sort of stuff going on. Because us here in the Southern Hemisphere, of course, we're in the winter time. To me, I hear the rain and the wind and I go, oh, thank you, because I can just feel the earth soaking up all of that moisture, especially here in South Australia, because it is so dry in our summer that when we get the winter rain and stuff, it's like, oh, and you can almost hear the trees going, sucking up all that water for later. And it is so delicious to hear. And I love the sound. It's almost like sometimes when the rain is really, really heavy and I hear it on the roof, and it's like, because we've got a tin roof out the back veranda, and I love sitting out there when it's raining and just listening to the rain going on the roof. And because I cook all my meat out on the barbecue, which is outside, so I get to sit out there quite often at the moment, and I find it really soothing in a lot of ways. It's kind of like beating all of those old energies out. All of that old claggy stuff is just getting bashed out of you. And it's like, oh, that's so good. And then it's almost like the wind blows those stuck, stagnant energies away. And it's like, yes, this is great. You know. Hi, Julie. All right. So coming into Friday, later on next week, we've got release inner tension, move into fluidity. So again, this is kind of like the final message of all of that put together. Is what you're doing is releasing the tension from your body. You're releasing it from your emotional system. You're releasing it from your psychology and all your brain and your cells and your molecules and your energy fields and your chakras and your auric fields. You're releasing all of that tension. You're letting go of the anger. You're letting go of the resentment and all of that stuff, especially when it comes to family, because that was the very first card that came up. And of course, family can also mean your chosen family, so your friends as well, okay? But basically it's saying, please take the time to release the stuff that's coming up. Stop avoiding it, because otherwise it's just going to keep rolling around and around and around. It's time. It's time to let it go so you can be in the space of fluidity with yourself, and you can focus more deliciously on being the loving space for others as well as you. All right, let's find out what our yummy card is. Here we go. We got joyous. Interesting. So you guys can see joyous. So I get the sense that that's where we are aiming for. So what joyous activities can you do this week to allow yourself the ease with letting go of these heavy energies that have kept you trapped in the spaces of anger and resentment and being obsessive about a person or a thing or whatever. It can be quite addictive, going over and over and over and doing the monkey mind thing about a person and their actions. I'm not perfect. I have done this from time to time, including this week. And I'm so grateful that Alex kind of gave me the nudge to really have a look at that. And he literally said the words, let it go. It's not doing anything. It's not serving you. It's time to let it go. Love it. All right. So first one off the ranks today is Edwina. Edwina, my sweet, could you please pop your question up into the chat? That would be amazing. Cool bananas. Yeah, well done, Christine. Well done. Keep using the tools, love. You'll be right. It is one of the most brilliant things about doing the work that I do is that I get to share these tools with other people, and they can use them or not. It's up to them. Edwina, my darling, are you still floating around? I know it's tricky for you sometimes this time of night. Yay! Thank you, my sweet. Oh, I have to tell you guys and ladies, I don't think we've got any men with us at the moment, so that's absolutely fine. I have been recently, because I've been doing the book club thing and all of that, there's which is a lot of self-development type stuff. I tend to listen to other non-self-development things in between times. But just recently, this week, yesterday, day before yesterday, I started listening to some more Dolores Cannon, and I was listening to the Between Death and Life, and oh my goodness, so cool, so cool. And I'm just receiving so many aha moments and just spaces where I'm going, wow, I'm so grateful. I was just listening to Edwina, your team. They're apparently very happy to be talking to me today. Around karma. And it's really interesting because, as we know, Dolores Cannon is not someone who's actually a healer as such. She never professed to be a healer. She is a researcher. And that is her aim, her task, and her goal. And she achieved it wonderfully. She's actually coming up to her 10-year anniversary of her death. And I would say her work is even more popular now than it ever was. So how cool is that? Alrighty. So yes, I will tell you a funny story, but in a little bit. For now, Edwina. Okay, let me just quickly have a look through these. Okay, let's see where we go with this one. Edwina, apparently you have a brilliant idea. And whatever that brilliant idea is, I remember when I first started using these cards and that this card would come up and I'd be like, what brilliant idea? I don't have any brilliant ideas. I'm just doing my thing. I'm going to work, or I'm, just living life. Apparently, though, you have a brilliant idea that is sitting back there, and you have been sort of a little bit scared to bring it forward, and it is now time. It's time to allow yourself to bring it forward. And now that explains why this card has come up. So this card is the compassion card. This is the card that is coming up because this is what you have to be for yourself to allow your brilliant idea to come through. There's a softness and a gentleness that you are going to be required to be to allow yourself to speak and have the confidence to speak up. It's not, when we have confidence, it's not about being loud and boisterous and all of that sort of thing. No, quite the opposite. Self-confidence comes from a space where you're not necessarily judging you. And when you're not judging you, you tend to be more confident and projecting of your energy outwards rather than sucking it in. When you're in judgment and self-doubt and all of that sort of stuff, the energy that you have around you, you bring it in, you suck it in, you become tight and contracted. But when you let go of judgment of you and self-doubt, which is also judgment of you, that energy is then able to spread outwards, and it becomes a lot easier for you to speak up, to be able to have your thoughts, your voice and your wisdom heard. So perhaps this is something to do with your work. Perhaps you're seeing some procedures or ways of doing things at work that could be changed to make it more efficient, make it easier on your body, make it quicker, whatever it is. Maybe it'll be better financially for the company for you to bring in these, to suggest these changes. And so often people get stuck in the, oh, we've always done it this way, and so we're always going to do it this way, that kind of philosophy. And if you're someone who is like me, who likes to do things more efficiently because I don't really like having to work super duper hard. I prefer to have my energy spread out over a lot of different things. And so I don't really wish to have one thing taking a lot of my energy. So whether that be a procedure, a way of doing something or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Whether it's energetic healing, whether it's cleaning, whether it's doing stuff at home, it's like quick and efficient is, and to a good possible standard is all what I'm after. But so often people, I'll give you a really good example of this at work. The lads at work have been in a flow with the windows of washing the outside of the windows before they vacuum the tracks on the inside, because that is how they've always done it. That's how they'll always do it. But what they are not comprehending is that in doing that, they turn any dust or muck in the window tracks on the inside to mud, which then makes it really hard to clean up and to get it like spick and span. So since I've started there, I've had to just eventually work it through with the lads, like whenever I'm working with them, to go, do it this way first. Don't wash out the windows first. Don't wash the outside. I know you really want to. I get it. You love using the power washers and the pressure washers and the sprays and all of that sort of stuff. I get it. But take the time to do the step first, and everything else will be so much easier and smoother moving forwards. I don't like having to take longer to clean out tracks. That's just an example. Okay. So whatever idea it is, however small you sort of think, it could have a massive impact on your team moving forward. If this idea is something more to do with at home, maybe there's something that's coming up at home and you're like, actually, that'd be a really good idea. There's something I would really love to do in the backyard. But you're keeping it back there because you're afraid of what other people will say or do, or the reaction. Let it go. Let the judgment of that go. And find the ways to communicate yourself that will help to bring that forward with confidence and love. And one of the ways you can do it is to go, if I was to express this thought or idea from a space of unconditional love and compassion, what would that look like? And then have some thoughts. Wait, just allow it to come through. Hi, Brian. The next card that we've got is the Nurture card. So what I'm seeing with this is that this is again linked to this. Your reading is coming through really beautifully. It's a nice little story for you. So if you're looking at what points of views or belief systems are blocking you from being able to speak your brilliant idea, have a look back to your childhood and see, when did I last feel like I could speak my truth, and what happened to change that? And when you do that, what will happen is an image or an age will pop up into your head. It may even be popping up right now as I'm speaking. And have a look at that and go, oh, okay. So you can do some, and you can imagine that you're standing there with your 6-year-old self, just to pull that number out of the air, and allow that 6-year-old self to be seen and heard by you. And you can then have a conversation with your inner child to allow them to know it's actually totally okay to speak up, and that you hear them and you love them and you nourish them and nurture them, and that it's okay to be a little bit nervous about expressing themselves, but it's exciting too. So just allow yourself some time and space with that one, okay? The next card that we've got for you, Edwina, is clairsentience. So notice the reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So sentience is the feeling, okay? The physical feelings, the emotional feelings, how they sit within your body. And given that we're in the age or the time of Cancer, as I said before, yep, all the emotional shit will be coming up. And so that is why your clairsentience card is in here as well right now, because that is to do with the previous card of your inner child. So your inner child is speaking to you. When you think of this brilliant idea and that comes up in your chest or your throat, and you're like, oh God, I couldn't possibly think of actually expressing, I've got this thought about how this procedure could be done totally differently, and it just might work, but I don't know. Are they actually going to be able to be responsive to that? Will they hear me? Will they, oh my God, and you go, oh, and instantly you're up here with your breath and blah, blah, blah. So where does that come from? Doing that thing where you're noticing those feelings sitting in your high chest and your throat is like going, ah! And you might even notice like tension in your forehead and stuff like that. These are all the ways that your body is communicating with you about the energies that are around you right now. So what if the energies that you're picking up on around those sorts of things are not even yours? What if, say, for example, in a work type situation, there's been a board meeting where the big CEO or whatever has said, right, we've got to do things more efficiently. It is your job, managers, to go out there and figure out how you're going to do things more efficiently and quickly. And and so the managers are there going, oh God, I don't know how to do them any more efficiently. We've always done it like this. How can we do it any other way? I have no idea. And so then you can start to feel that they're going, oh God, this is going to be my job on the line. If we don't start doing things a bit more efficiently, I don't know what to do. Shit. And there's you sitting on the side there going, oh shit, I don't know. I've got this really good idea of how to do this so much better, but I don't know if I can speak it up. Open up those channels of communication. You'll be fine, because the last card that you've got is counselor. And the counselor card is about you are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So have a look and observe your manager, which I'm sure you do. You're very good at observing people, and go, I wonder what is up in their mind at the moment. And perhaps create a bit more of a free flow of information and ideas. It's something that we can even do with our partners, our kids. We can have those moments where we go, So, just curious, what's rolling at the back of your mind at the moment? What are you concerned about? What are you worried about? And is there any, what are you working on creating at the moment? And who knows what might come out of their mouth? Who knows? But at the same time, perhaps that's an opening to some form of collaboration with them moving forward, if you're lucky. Brian, to answer your question, it is the Archangel Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue, these ones. Okay. One of the very first ones that I ever got, because it actually has a DVD that goes with it on how to read oracle cards. And I was trying to learn how to do these things. So, yes, I still have the original box and everything. Yep. And here we go. That's what it looks like. It's an angel reading kit because it has the cards and the DVD. I think I watched the DVD one time. All right. There is somebody else who's calling out to say hello to you. Who is it? Okay. Okie dokie. Hi, Deborah. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Where are you? Right. Okay. Let me just check the book on this one. Alrighty. So the Mary Magdalene cards came out to play. Okay. So this is Magdalene's portal gateway. So it says, lift yourself and raise your vibration higher so your consciousness can expand into the portal. There are new things to explore and experience that will change your life. You stand before a gateway. You may enter if you choose to take that first step. So that is really cool. I won't worry about reading the rest of it because it's a bit of the history around the system of caves at Saint Boom, B-A-U-M-E, Baum. And it's one of the oldest sacred sites in the Western world. So that was really cool. And it was the ancient Greeks, Romans, Ligurians, and others believed it was inhabited by the goddess of fertility. We, of course, know that the goddess of fertility, that's brilliant ideas. Magic, creation, fertility is all about that sort of stuff. So there we go. She is blessing you again, and it's just reminding you of all those things, okay? So your yummy card, let us have a look at that. Oh, here we go. Interesting. You got joyous as well. So how joyously could you express your ideas with those around you that will provide to you a lot of happiness and ease and efficiency and fun? How much more fun could you have in expressing yourself with ease? How much more deliciousness could you have? I wonder. Alrighty, Edwina, thank you so much for your donation to Find You Fridays. I am incredibly grateful for you. The show is grateful for you. The Crafting Possibilities is grateful for you, because without your contribution, this show wouldn't be able to function as well as it does. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so, so, so happy to have you with me today. And I wish you all the luck and the ease with being able to express yourself moving forward with confidence and deliciousness and wonderfulness. All right. The next beautiful being that we have is Melinda. Melinda. If you could please pop your question in, that would be amazing. Drinking a red seal tea today, which is New Zealand. Red Seal is a New Zealand brand. I've got the St. John's wort with zinc. Thank you, Edwina. I really feel that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Melinda. She must be off grabbing a cup of tea. That is my guess. Haha, there we go. Do you have a feedback page to read your reviews? Deborah, over on my Facebook page. So I actually have, let me just see how I have it. So if you look in the show notes, you'll see that there's my biz page of facebook.com/crafting possibilities. Crafting Possibilities is my page. There is a spot there for reviews. So yes, there is a reviews page there. You're more than welcome to have a look at that. There is also my website, which is craftingpossibilities.com, and there is reviews spread or testimonials spread throughout my website as well for different things that people have given me feedback on. So yeah. So if you wish to read more about how people have received my healings and things like that, they're all there. They're there for you to have a peruse through. So thank you for asking. That was beautiful. All right, Melinda. I love reading. Oh, no. All right. Let me see. Who wishes to come and play with Melinda this week? Okie dokie. So, Melinda, what is your beautiful and busy team wishing to share with you today? I asked them, would they prefer a general reading or a love reading? And they said, a love reading. She knows what to do there. So I don't know who's got a bit of sass up in your team today, but there we go. So this is a general reading, apparently. Of my beautiful audience today, how many of you have listened to or watched or read rather Dolores Cannon, any of Dolores Cannon's work? I would love to know in the chat. Please put your comments in there. If you have read anything, and B, if you are interested in reading any of her work. Sorry, my brain went into 15 directions at once, as it does sometimes. Oh, wow. Okay. This is awesome. There are crickets chirping in the love area these days. Ha ha ha. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. In that sometimes what happens is we put a request out to the universe, but then we have to create the request that we put out is like big, but the foundation that we're asking for it to come into is not sufficient enough to be able to support such the big ask. So the ask is there. The universe is working on it with you and for you, and your Invisi team is working on it for you and with you. The reason why they said she knows what to do is that you have to be the most beautiful foundation for that ask to come into. And by beautiful, I don't mean get the creams on and get the Botox in. I mean the most nourishing and nurturing soil for that ask to be received into. And with that comes a lot of work that we have to do around our belief systems and our points of views around people. Like, for example, the conversation I've been having a lot over the last couple of days around women being in their masculine, and to such a degree that they tend to attract a lot of men who are not in their masculine, who are still choosing to be boy men. And it's tricky because it's like there's that self-perpetuating cycle of women being in their masculine because they are in survival mode. And with being in survival mode, that's because there's trauma and there's a lot of hurt and anger sitting there. But then they don't feel comfortable enough or safe enough to release the anger, which has kept them safe from people who have hurt them in the past. So then they can't welcome in somebody who is in that space of solid masculinity. So it's a bit of a tricky one, because it's like you've got to soften that side of you. You've got to let that stuff go so that then you can welcome in the person. But there's that gap in between where it's like, oh my God, I feel so open and so susceptible to so many things, and I don't know how this is going to work. And how am I going to get things done if I don't do them myself? How am I going to get them done to a particular standard or whatever if I don't do them myself? There's a lot of belief systems and a lot of points of views around that. So that's why you know what you've got to do. Okay. Cool. So to start off with, you have some chakra work to do this week. Okay. We're starting with your heart chakra. So the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to receiving and giving love. Okay. So your heart knows what it knows. And it's like saying, hey, hi, we got this. But you've built up a whole bunch of walls and stuff in front of me. Got to have a look at those things first. What is it that you're not allowing yourself to feel? What is it that you're not allowing yourself to receive? That if you did, it'd just change everything. Your heart knows. And I get the sense that it's been telling you in your dreams, and that's why you're feeling a little bit frustrated, because in your waking time, it's like, but that doesn't match my dream time and my awareness of what's possible. It's like, yeah, exactly. Your dream time is showing you. The next one is your ear chakras. So notice the messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are the real answers to your prayers. So you're hearing your answers, you know your answers, and it's okay to trust. It's okay to trust them. Okay. So heart chakra, ear chakras. The next card that we've got for you, Melinda, is integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what is right for you. So, for example, if we're sitting hardcore in our masculine, yet our heart is saying, honey, you have to let some of that go to be able to receive the guy that you really, really wish to have. Apparently, this is sort of it's a general reading, but it's also a love reading of sorts, because your team is fun like that. So if your heart ask is not matching your actions, you're out of integrity. Okay? It's about allowing people to help you, but also being aware that it's when it's for your highest and best. So sometimes we ask people for help, and it's not for our highest and best for that person to help us. So that's where you've got to be more aware of the messages that you're hearing. So, and change the question. So if you're wishing to soften a little bit, and you're wishing to ask for more help and receive more assistance, ask those questions from a space of, who can I ask to assist me with this? And it is for my highest and best. And then you might come up with somebody might pop into your mind that is not someone you would normally ask. That's your intuition showing you. It's your ears doing their job. And that allows your masculine to soften a little bit. It allows your feminine to come up, because you're actually way heaps stronger when you do things as a collective. Think about your work at the Cub. If you didn't have a team of you working together, the place would fall apart. One person could not do all the jobs that are required to do within that place. Some people do it better than others, and that's okay. But every single person there has the part to play for the highest and best of the hub. And that's the thing that you have to be keeping in mind for your own life. Who can you have within your space that is for your highest and best, that will be there to assist and help when required, so that you can be there for them too? Something to remember. Because the next card, just because I hadn't read it properly, goes in really, really well with the ear chakras one, is listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So this comes back to trust. Where are you not trusting your own intuition? Where are you trying to push energy to when it's not required or desired. It's the time to just really be aware of what is for your highest and best. What is going to create the most for the collective? If you wish to go to the more expansive external side, what choices can you make today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life that are for the highest and best of the collective and for yourself? Yeah. Second to last card, base chakra. So you've got your heart, your ears, and your base. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. So again, it's about letting go of judgment. So even saying things like crickets on the love front, it's like, is that actually true? No, it's not. Your team is busy at work. The universe is busy at work, pulling the necessary strings and doing the necessary shifts and changes to be able to bring the most perfect and in alignment person with you into your life. Some shifts and changes might have to be really big, and others might be quite minute. But you've got to do your part, they're doing their part, and you just go, I am now ready and waiting. I'm ready to receive my most delicious partner when the time is for my highest and best. Okay? So and that's the same message, if you like, for a job. Same message. That's why it's a general reading as well. The two things are actually mirrors of each other. Okay. And the card that you got from your yummy card is about being receptive. And that's why your chakras have come up so strongly today. There's certainly some elements there of reception that you might be blocking yourself a little bit. So you might be blocking yourself a little bit from hearing, and that comes down to trusting what you're hearing. You might be blocking yourself from your heart desires, being that you're like, oh God, if I actually really look at that and acknowledge that, then that's going to mean I have to actually take responsibility for my desires and my asks. And then that comes with responsibility and actions. And oh my gosh, I already do so much. And your base chakra, again, that's coming back to self-responsibility in your words and being even more alert and aware of the words that you're using to describe yourself, your home, your finances. Okay? That was a lot of info. I agree. You're welcome, love. Hope you find that to be of assistance to you. Thank you for your donation to Find You Fridays. I always happily receive your donation, Melinda, and Find You Fridays is super duper grateful for it, as is Crafting Possibilities. Yay! I'm trying not to be too loud because Alex is asleep. All right. Next one we have is Debbie. Could you please pop your question in, my love? That would be amazing. Thank you, Julie. I've got to do Christine's and then yours, if that's okay with you. I love it. So, karma. So I'm listening away to good old Dolores Cannon. So I'll scroll back up actually just to catch that conversation. Melinda loves and read / listened to many of her books, so that's cool. Christine just found out today that there is a QHHT therapist is next door to where she lives. And she trained with Dolores. Every QHHT person trains with Dolores, even now that she's dead, because all the modules are from Dolores herself, and that we train from her videos. So it's literally from Dolores, and that's the beauty of her work. It's not like somebody else has gone and taken the spin on it. Nope. And so every person who goes through the levels is taught exactly the same, from Dolores's side of it anyway. Julie, I've listened to a few things, love her talks and listening to Bashar. Cool. Catherine, 5 lives remembered. Yes. Beautiful. Okie dokie. Thank you, Debbie. I would love some feedback from Spirit around whether or not I have taken actions that will create greater for Miss Maya, and the guidance on the best things for me to do next. Okie dokie. Okay. Cool. So green adventuring is what I was just playing with there. And it gave me a really, really strong yes for what you have done. The actions you've done has created greater for Miss Maya. I also asked about you staying in the area, and it was a big yes for that for now. And it was not helping to move away at this stage. So let's see what else we can gain. What other information? Cool. Okay, Debbie. So the first card that I actually pulled was Kali, the Mother of the Universe card. So let me just bring her up. Oh, if I can even spell. All right. And then I will show you the rest of what came out. So we got Kali here, and she is the mother of the universe. And on the card there it says, I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. Okay. So I'm going to read some of this out because I get the sense that you require to hear it. Kali embodies the ultimate wake-up call to get us aligned as soon as possible with what we have come here to do. This Hindu goddess is the most fierce form of the dark divine feminine. She is that which brings all things to life or to an end. Her name comes from the Sanskrit word meaning the fullness of time. Kali is first mentioned in the 6th century Devi Mahatmayam, when the goddess Durga is threatened by two demons. Kali emerges from the rage furrowed in Durga's forehead and slays all the demons with ease. This is why she is often pictured holding the severed head of a demon, which represents the ego or false beliefs and illusions. She appears wrathful and yet is considered to be the most loving. She is like a mother desperate to grab her beloved child from out of harm's way, willing to yank them from the path that they are on in order to bestow freedom. Her iconography often depicts her as standing on the naked body of the Hindu god Shiva. He is her consort, and together they represent the power available to us when we've honored both the masculine and the feminine within us. And Kali is the feminine that's called on when the masculine has gone out of balance within us and in the world. She is the divine protectress and the mother of the universe because she can cut through illusion and grant us the reality our soul came to manifest. So, I love this next bit. I'm going to read it to you anyway because I get that you require to hear it. Kali, so when your soul selects her card, Kali is as subtle as a sledgehammer. Does that sound familiar? She shows up to strip us of what no longer serves us, and that sounds good in theory, but in practice, it can feel as if the ground beneath us has turned to sand. All those illusions about ourselves, especially what we think we're capable of, suddenly dissolve beneath us. When Kali sweeps in, we can easily slip into feeling like a victim. It can feel as though the events are happening to us rather than for us. Kali doesn't want us to waste another precious second being someone we are not. She doesn't want us to be with a partner who doesn't treat us with respect and love. We need to do the light work we've come here to do. Kali wants us to sever ties to our ego, wants to sever the ties our ego has made out of fear or out of a false belief that we don't deserve better or more. She wants us to get terrifyingly real. She wants us to reckon with the fact that we are not here to please others or to make them proud. We are here to listen to the singular call of our own soul. Kali is a harbinger of having entered Kairos, soul time, and stripping the ego to reveal the soul can feel raw and often heartbreaking. But ultimately, Kali has come out of fierce love for the truth of who we really are. She is giving us the opportunity to choose again, to start over, and this time from a place of tremendous wisdom and strength, our vulnerability. She lets us begin again from the bare bones truth of who we are. So in your next meditation, it is encouraged to ask, what is falling away from my life right now that no longer serves me? And your intention is, I release all that doesn't serve me. It is time to be the truth of who I am. So that's pretty fucking cool, in my humble opinion. She is one potent goddess. So having all of that in mind, the first card that came out was align with your ideal rhythms, be one with your inner self. So again, it is, what are your ideal rhythms? What is the space that you truly are and would work best for you? And if that's not your current way of life, then it's time to start looking at changing that. Okay, and getting really honest, brutally honest with yourself as to what that can be. Seriously, I pulled these cards before I read that one. Heal your masculine aspect. Remember what it was saying about when we're out of balance, or the masculine is out of balance? Here we go. Evaluate, determine, and act. It is time to heal that masculine side of you. There is more to say on that one. And I get that Carly will help you with that. So if you're asking to look at your masculine side, the space that has kept you safe, that like aspect of you, ask for Carly's help. It'll be brutal, but it will be effective. Deepen your concentration, focus and grow into what could be. Okay, so again, this is about being really super in alignment with what is true for you, not what you think is true for you. The thinking is the ego. It's like, now is what is your actual truth, and it's time to narrow that down and just really pinpoint it so that you can achieve that, rather than feeling like you're being pushed and pulled. Inhale the scent of life, the celestial bouquet awaits. So being real and true for what your life purpose is, that is where this is sitting. Your life purpose is such that, the celestial bouquet, oh my gosh. Your life purpose is far greater than what you're giving yourself credit for right now. There's more to it that you're not quite seeing yet. And it is related to this Maya stuff. Interesting. Uncover the treasures of your hidden heart. A rich bounty awaits. So along with aligning with your ideal rhythms and stuff like that, these hidden treasures uncover the treasures of your hidden heart. It's like, listen deeply to your heart. Get past the ego stuff. Get past all the things of blah, 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 numbers, rah. Truly, what is in your heart? What is it that you wish and know from a soul experience point of view of what you are here to do? Yes, it's related to Maya, but it's also much bigger, much bigger, right? It's going to take a little bit to uncover, though. You got grace. So again, that I'm sensing is coming back to that space of your masculinity and chilling that down a little bit. And when you're in your meditations and things like that, you can and look at, what is it that my soul contract is? What is it that I have chosen for myself, that I agreed for myself to do? in this lifetime, because there'll be more. If you are at all intrigued, and perhaps it might inspire some awareness moments for you between life and death, that's why I've mentioned it as something that has sparkled a lot of like aha and awareness moments for me, around what I'm here to do, and some of what I am already have done as being right on track for where I required to go and be. Carly, huh? Go have fun with her. she's full on. The thing that I really like about Carly, though, is that she shows you how you can be so fucking potent and super strong and feminine and incredibly potent, and still in that space of getting shit done and be magical and joyous and having fun and in collaboration with the masculine as well. There's a lot there around Carly. She's just fucking incredible. So well done for choosing that one. I hope that helps, Debbie, and thank you for your donation to Find You Fridays, and for crafting possibilities, and obviously me, and thank you for acknowledging me and contributing to me in this beautiful podcast and this community. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. Mwah. Christine, you came back at just the perfect time. So you asked some questions. Question. Where is it? Okay. Because you're up now. Jody is moving their equipment from T. Perry office to my rental medical suite, which corporate did not sign in the original lease agreement temporarily. Are they going to close the Perry office? All right. Okay, you've got a couple of little questions there. So let us use this little cool one. All right. Let us see. So it's quite a lot bigger than the others that I use. So it takes a bit more to move it around, which is cool. It's a lovely large chunk of amethyst. Okay. So are they going to close the Perry office? Okay, I'm getting a no on that one. The next one you asked is, should I inform corporate about the development of their equipment being stored in a suite that they were not assigned? So, truth, should she inform corporate? So, truth, what will it create if Christine informs corporate about their equipment being stored in a suite that they were not assigned? All right. So I got a sense that initially they're not going to close the Perry office. And when I asked about informing corporate about whether you should or could, it was a very weird sort of kind of like, oh, you could answer. And when I asked the question of what will it create if you do, it was a no. It's not going to create more if you get in there and you start sort of stirring up the pot. So I would be very cautious if I was to be in your position of informing corporate of such an event. Sometimes it's better just to let sleeping dogs lie. There could be things that you're not aware of that have been agreed upon. And this may have a bit of lashback for you. So let me just ask one more. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so they already moved their equipment and that was less than that 24 hours. I don't understand whether you mean that they've already moved it or so they put it in there and then left within 24 hours, or if it's already been and gone and done, don't worry about it. I think it would cause more issues. And that's what the pendulum was saying. It's like it's done. It's done. Okay. Are you trying to create trauma and drama where there doesn't need to be some? Are you really allowing yourself to be in your space of confidence and all the stuff that we talked about earlier? Or are you trying to recreate some old pathways that have left? Just some questions for you. All right, and just to do your yummy yummy card, let it go, let it go. You got grace as well. So yeah, just let it go. Don't create more issues in your world than you need to have. This world is complicated enough. Some things we just yes, exactly. Some things we just gotta. So thank you, Christine. Thank you for your donation to Find You Fridays podcast. Thank you for consistently showing up here and contributing to Crafting Possibilities and to me and obviously to the podcast crew. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you. All right, Julie. It's your turn. We finally got to you. Thank you for waiting. So while we're waiting for Julie's question to pop into the... Whoop, that was quick. She had that ready to go. She's like, I know I'm next. Love it. Love it. So All right, I'm going to tell you about the karma story, and then I'm going to do Julie's thing. May even be able to do them both at the same time. Let me see. How talented do I feel today? Okay. Okay. While I'm shuffling for Julie, I'm going to tell you about one of the karma things. So I've spoken a little bit, but for those of you who don't know the story between myself and Alex's dog, Buddy, last year I was doing my level 2 Reiki, and we did a thing on past lives. And I didn't really have any particular issues with me as such. The biggest issue in my world at that time was my relationship with the dog, Buddy. And so I asked for more information about that and why he reacts so assertively towards me. And around that time, well, during that time, I came face to face with the fact that in the last lifetime that we were together in the same space, we were both male. It was around sort of the Mongolian Genghis Khan type of times. There was a lot of wars happening. And he had done some pretty horrendous stuff to my people in my clan. And in a space of revenge, I had barricaded up the door to his family's yurt, his wife and his 2 children, and he wasn't inside. And I burnt the yurt down, and I burnt his family to death. So as a result, he has a lot of anger and resentment and grudges for me from that time that he's pulled forward. And from what I now know around like Dolores's work, the fact that Buddy is now a dog rather than a human means that over the lifetimes between then and now, there's been other stuff that's popped up in his world where he has not progressed in his spiritual development. He's actually gone backwards from human back to animal. And so with that in mind, our job this time, our purpose for this interaction with the 2 of us is that we have to learn how to be peaceful with each other, and especially when Alex is around. And because I'm the human in the situation, it is my job to be that space of calmness and peacefulness with him, even more than him with me. And it is that's me working out my karma, and to come from that place of love for him, even if he's barking his little head off at me. It's like, how can I be more in that space of allowance and just going, it's okay, I know. It's all right. I get it. And coming back to the good old ho'oponopono of, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, and thank you. At the moment, I am basically saying peace, peacefulness. We can live in peacefulness together. And that's also a reminder to me to be that with him. So it's very interesting to look at things like karma from that point of view. It's not just that he hates me. He's just, in his little doggy brain, he is holding on to some karma from a long time ago. And in fact, he probably doesn't even realize why he's angry anymore. So again, it comes down to me to be that space of allowance and space to show him that we no longer have to fight, and that it's okay to be at peace with each other, especially when Alex is around. Because when he's not around, Buddy is fine with me. He's quiet, he's peaceful, he watches, but he's quiet. He doesn't feel a need to bark at me unnecessarily or anything like that. Not in his head that it's unnecessary. So it's interesting. it's interesting to see how this sort of stuff works. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else is going to come forward now that I'm reading more of Dolores's work, and to see how many more places and spaces of love and gratitude, unconditional love and gratitude I can create in my world that will be an inspiration and healing for others as well. Debbie said, been reflecting on reading. Earlier tonight, I watched a curtain live stream, Sanskrit chanting. Kali's garland has 108 beads, which I was thinking about when I made my donation and the connections. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, Debbie, that just hit me. Hit me in the heart. Well done. Whew. That was like fire. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me. I really, really do appreciate that. That's incredible. Okay, Julie. Oh, Julie, Julie, Julie. What do we have going on here? All right. So, Julie, first of all, we've got the oleander plant, which has popped up and it says caution. So I thought I'd just have a little look of the book, and it says calculated risks may bring very positive results. So take a chance. So this is, even though it says caution, it's like going, it's okay to take a chance. Calculated risks are okay. Healing and health breakthroughs, as well as the end of pain or suffering and the gaining of answers in difficult situations are indicated. Seduction, charm, and enchantment are on the horizon, so new attractions and even temptation are near. Protection through ritual, prayer, and activities that feature deliberate intention and meditation are suggested. So that's pretty cool. I love it because your next card and I will read from the book there on that one, is Desire with the red tulip. So focus and success in matters of the heart and greater understanding of your attractions and passionate encounters are indicated. New feelings and inspired energies for other elements in your life need attention and a bit more work. Follow your heart and emotions when making decisions. What you have been waiting may soon be within reach. So already I'm getting this sense of your creative endeavors are really starting to tug at you right now. The time for mediocrity has passed. The time for just doing your day in, day out, your week in, week out, same old is gone. And it is now time for you to step up and step into what your beautiful, most amazing life is going to be, and already being in many ways. But there's some changes coming where you're already being pulled. You're already being pulled in those directions of requiring to have more time for your personal creative endeavors that really light up your heart. Good night, Debbie. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I really super do appreciate you. I'll see you in the morning. I love it. Your reading is just so spot on right now. Peace. So we've got the cherry blossom. Let the heart guide you with decisions at the moment. It could be a time of forgiveness and letting go of grudges, as these are upsetting the natural balance that can be easily achieved. Be true and kind to yourself, especially in situations involving groups and institutions. Coexistence and harmony issues are at the forefront, so look around at what may be connected, but you are neglecting to recognize. Integrity is indicated, as is acceptance. Oh, I like this card, this next one. So the thing that I found funny with the peace card is it's saying that it is time for forgiveness and letting go of grudges. And if you, I don't know if you were around at the really start of the show when I was doing the weekly reading, but there's going to be a lot of emotional stuff that's going to come up this week. And inner child work type stuff is going to be coming up. So just don't be surprised if the letting go of grudges and family stuff is going to be popping up to go, look at that and let it go, because you have to free your own self from all that judgment to be able to continue to move forward. The next card that we had for you, my sweet, is Power, which is Queen of the Night. Ugh, this card, I don't know what it is about it, but there's just this real deep potency with it, and it's like sending bolts of energy through like there on either side of my head. So this is the shadow aspect of the self or the situation brings greater understanding and a chance for growth. Hope is also offered when there appears to be none, and the purification of the mind and clarity of vision are also forthcoming. Bringing the qualities of the moon into daily life and finding your inner power and using it. There will be greater alignment with spirituality, paths, beliefs, as well as a broadening of perspective and deeper understanding is achieved. So with that information, I can tell you that point there is your form and structure. So when we're looking at like the shadow aspect of yourself, there's a lot of things that are sitting in our shadow side that we try to avoid and don't wish to look at because it's a bit too confronting or whatever. A little bit like, what the story that I was just telling about Buddy the dog. That's an aspect of my shadow side. That's the side of me that has the ability to kill other people. And that's a bit confronting, So what is it? Hopefully that's nothing in your lifetime, but probably is, because we've all been and done everything. But what is it that you're hiding from? What is it that you're pulling back and allowing that shadow parts of yourself to stop your most beautiful creativeness to come forward? What is feeding your self-doubt and your judgment of you? The next card that we have for you is Memory, which is the Field Poppy. So here we go, Field Poppy. So pretty. Field Poppy will offer healing on a deep level, especially physical and emotional healing, the balance of passionate energies. Highlighted are the cycle of life, genetic memory, family lineage, and your place within, as well as ways of finding your true power. A period of rest or hibernation and of rejuvenation through rejuvenation through withdrawal. You may need to step back a little. Revelations may be uncovered and solutions found. Empowerment and bravery are also energies that are indicated. So that actually totally makes sense. There is the overall theme throughout all of this is looking at the things that are stopping you from moving forward, but that can be really super confronting, right? So in the memory card there, it's talking about what is it that you remember, what is sitting in your ego. Your ego can only work from the experiences it's already had. Okay, the super ego is tapping into what is possible, and your id is sitting in the spaces of what do you require to survive. So your ego is sitting there and it's trying its best to get a balance between what's possible and what do you need to survive, but it's also only got the parameters of what you've already experienced. So to be able to calm the ego down so that you can step forward with more confidence in this space of being your most delicious, amazing self and your creativeness, because that's where I'm getting the sense of this is where you're destined to go. There's a lot of magic in your creations, and when you're holding them back to be only just for you, there's the magic that you're not allowing out into the world. So look at what are your points of views and belief systems that are stopping you. What memories are holding you back from being your most amazing self? And in doing so, by identifying that and doing the work and letting it go and doing that, wrapping it up with love and or writing it down or whatever it is, writing it down and burning it, doing a full moon or a new moon release. This is going to increase your levels of power and confidence, and also the spaces of trust and vulnerability with yourself, so that you can go, yeah, it doesn't really matter what anybody else says. It doesn't matter if anybody else judges what I do. I know what magic my work is doing. I know that my creations are bringing joy and creating more for someone else. I just get the sense that that's the possibilities there. Okay. And now we have your yummy card. Guidance. So I get the sense that there's some guidance that your team is some more guidance. Your team is asking for you. And this is both ways. They wish for you to ask more of them, to guide them towards your goals. And they also wish to assist you and to help you and answer your questions that you might have. But again, that's going to take you actually physically asking them, mentally asking them if you wish, in your meditations, when you're sitting there looking at the river or whatever it is, looking at the pot plant and asking, what is it that is for my highest and best? What can you tell me? How can I get this creation out? What is stopping me? How can I move through this? How can I let it go? Okay. I hope that helps a little. I hope that gives you a little bit of moving forward. These cards, these flower cards, I actually don't get a chance to work with them too terribly often. So hence the reason for the book reading, because often the book reading is quite funny how spot on it can be. So those cards were called The Language of Flowers Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy. Okay, that's those ones. And if I recall correctly, she is, yep, she lives on the central coast of New South Wales. And she is a botanical explorer, a florist, organic gardener, environmental artist, and author and illustrator of nearly 20 botanical titles that share with readers her passion for plants and their relationships with us. So that's pretty cool, hey? And she also has a regular gardening show. Yeah, super cool. So Sherilyn Darcy is that beautiful creator. Alrighty, my loves. So, oh, sure, love. Okay. It is. Let me just check I've spelled that correctly. There you go. And I picked up her cards from, I think, Big W. I think I picked them up from there. Actually, I know I did. I picked them up just before I did a Healing Through Love event, which was a free event that I did. Did that for a couple of years, actually. And it was set up for women who had experienced domestic violence. And it was like a pampery type day. It was really cool. It was really neat to be able to be a part of something like that. And I went into Big W looking for something else and walked out with those cards and there's something else. I can't remember what else it was, but yeah. It's funny how that happens to me fairly often, actually. Yeah, I'm getting drawn to going and having a look for another set. So that might be on the cards. Maybe this weekend. We shall see. All right. So let us do a quick expanding out, I think, just for tonight. And because we've done a lot of readings, and my throat's getting a little sore. So let us drop into our space of healing and of meditation. So take a big, deep breath in and close your eyes. And as you breathe out, allow your body to relax. Breathe in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body as you do so. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Breathing in, bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Beautiful. And now it's expand out our awareness in a big, beautiful bubble up into the sky, down into the earth. Expanding out your awareness out beyond the size of the country that you're in, out beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system, and the galaxies, and the universes. Take a big deep breath in and out. And as you focus on your body once more without contracting down, grab your sense of allowance and expand that out. Remembering that as you expand out your sense of allowance, you go from being the tight, contracted little pebble at the bottom of a raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, where you're feeling bashed and trashed and at the effect of everybody else. Those phrases like, "it always happens to me," start rolling out of your mouth. That's when you know that you're contracted and you're not in allowance, that your awareness has exceeded your allowance. And as you expand out your allowance, you become like a big fluffy cloud floating above that raging river of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And you can see it for exactly what it is. It's just energy. Nothing more, nothing less. Not good, not bad. It's just energy. And you can respond to it as you desire, or not at all. So now expanding out your allowance. Beyond your body, in a big bubble up to the sky, down into the earth, expanding out your allowance beyond the country, beyond the planet, beyond the solar system, beyond the galaxies, beyond the universes, and now beyond your awareness. Take a big deep breath in and out. And now I'd like you to do a quick scan of your body from your feet. And as you scan your feet, if you notice any tension in there, allow some unconditional love, light, some beautiful bright white opalescent light to flow from Mother Earth up through your feet, through every cell and molecule of your feet, just allowing them to relax. And as they do so, you feel the gratitude for all the work that your feet do for you every single day. Taking the impact of your steps, whether they be light or heavy. And even if you're in a wheelchair, your feet are still there. Even if you've got them amputated, there's a sense of what they used to be, and you could still feel gratitude for them. As you move up your body through your ankles, if there's any tension, any swelling, just flood that with unconditional love and let any emotions, thoughts, feelings, any points of views or belief systems that you are able and willing to let go of, to release from your body, from your ankles. And any spaces and places are now filled up with the unconditional love. Coming up through your shins and your calves, through your knees, through your thighs, giving gratitude and thanks for each of these body parts as they work in conjunction to move around or to keep you stable and upright. Giving thanks for them and how much energy they hold for us, both emotional energy and physical energy. Coming up through your pelvis. There's always a lot of energy around this space, our base chakra area. And moving into our sacral chakra area. Just allowing that beautiful bright white opalescent light to release any energies that are ready to go now. Coming up through your belly and the lower part of your spine. There's always a lot of emotional energy which sits in this area. So let that beautiful bright white light, just let it release, eliminate it, and eradicate it from your body, giving you a place of peace and calm and relaxed. Letting those emotions that you've held deep down in the bottom of your belly, right all the way down to your hips, let them go now, with no trauma and drama, just peacefulness and love. You don't even have to know exactly what they are or where they've come from. Just as you're scanning your body and you notice those points of tension or pain, allow the bright white light to move through there, wrapping it up with love and compassion. Moving up through your body, through your heart space and your mid-spine, allowing any and all barriers and blocks to our hearts knowing to melt away. Any spaces and places where we've kept our greatest heart's desires behind lock and key. It's time for all of those locks and keys to melt away now. So your heart's desire can be seen and heard and enjoyed. Now is the time. Now is the time for you to feel support from your community and to be in greatest collaboration with those around you that are for your highest and best. Moving that beautiful bright white opalescent light up through your upper chest, through your shoulders, your upper spine. So you don't have to take the world on your shoulders. It is not for you to take the whole world on your shoulders. As that good old saying, a problem shared is a problem halved. This world and this time that we're moving through to at the moment is about collective collaboration. We no longer have to be doing it all on our own. So whatever spaces and places in your world currently where you feel like you have to do everything on your own, be open to perceiving what it might feel like and what it might look like to be in collective collaboration with others. Even if they don't always get it done to your particular standard and your particular level of perfectionism. Moving that beautiful bright white opalescent light down your arms, releasing you from the tension that has held you captive from allowing anybody close enough to you. All the way down to the very tips of your fingers. All those moments where you've felt the emotions, those heavier emotions being captured in your hands. Maybe you felt really angry. You're allowed to release that now from your hands. Watch as that anger lifts, frustration, the disappointments, and any other judgments leave your body, leave your cells, leave your arms and your hands. Being melted away by that beautiful bright white opalescent light. Because the longer that you carry these energies in your body and in your hands and your arms, the further away that you're going to be pushing people that are actually there for your highest and best. Feel that energy move and shift and change through your arms all the way down to your fingertips. Now as the beautiful bright white opalescent light moves up through your throat and your neck, releasing all the spaces and places, the chains and the ropes and the ties that have prevented you from speaking up and speaking out and speaking your heart's desires, are all now disappearing with ease. All the trauma and the hurt and the heartache is now leaving your body. That beautiful bright white light moves up through your jaw and your gums and your teeth and your lips and your tongue and your nose and your eyes and your ears, your cheeks, through your forehead, through your brain and your subconscious and your conscious mind, all the way up through the crown. And it leaves all those heavy, heavy energies, those old belief systems and emotions are now leaving your body. So that you may have the freedom to choose what really works for you. So you can progress and be the space of unconditional love and gratitude for all the things around you, of all the spaces and experiences that you have created and chosen in your life. Beautiful. Expand that incredible bright white light out through all your chakra centers, the ones above, the ones below, all the ones in between. Expanding out through your auric fields as well to create this big, beautiful, clear, crystal clear, opalescent bubble all the way around you. Not to create a barrier, just to remind you that you are surrounded by and are indeed unconditional love at all times. Take a big deep breath in and out. And as you breathe in, bring Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down. Bring Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Alrighty, when you're ready, open your eyes. Have a drink of water. hopefully that sets you up to have a bit more peaceful time as you move through the next week. Be aware that that inner child stuff is quite likely to be popping up this week to come, and that just have some compassion and peacefulness with it when it does. If people in your life start stirring you up and activating you and making you feel frustrated or anything else, take a step back, take a breath, and ask those questions. What am I learning here? What am I experiencing here that I require to experience to bring me more peace and more love and more harmony? I hope you have an absolutely amazing week too, Julie. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you be. I'm so, so grateful for you. So for this week to come, do something yummy for yourself, please, everybody. Do have rest if you require to rest. If you're going through upgrades like I am, and your body is saying, hey, we require some time to integrate, please do it. And other than that, have a wonderful, wonderful time, my friends. Be bold, be brave, be you. And I look forward to seeing you next week, where I'll be super excited because I'll be heading out to go camping the next day. Alrighty, lovelies. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.